Countdown. No high energy. Everybody's sleepy. That's what we're doing.
Live
Yeah.
from the freshly painted white Mr. Pierce's white backyard.
Why is it so white?
It's a fifth
Yeah.
edition of Business Pants, joined as always by evil Emma Lurking and malefic Matt
Thank you.
Mascardi. I'm the battery in between the AA and the AAA.
What is malefic?
It actually means evil. I think you're both evil today.
Okay.
In today's carpet-flavored edition of Nugget-odored Biz Nuggets called March 24th, 2022, Damian spits nuggets. Matt cuddles up to an SEC commissioner. And Emma plays Scrabble blindfolded.
Woo!
I
I didn't know
tried
I
that.
was. Good stuff.
Let's do some old-fashioned Biz Nuggets. Come on, you ready?
Spit nuggets.
Here we go.
Spit nuggets at me.
Woo.
Sounds
Should
like
I announce the categories, Emma, or
sexual
just forget the
fetish.
categories? You want the
Yes,
categories, Emma?
please.
You don't care.
No, forget them. Oh,
Please.
you God, producers. All right.
Here we
Go ahead.
go.
Let's go.
From our apology tour. In our wait, I learned this in the 4th grade. The order of operations is 1, do something racist. 2, sit around. 3, get called out on it. 4, regret it. 5, sit around. 6, watch a walkout happen. 7, apologize. Headline of the week.
Yeah.
Disney World now regrets racist dance routine by high school Indianettes.
Best part of that headline
Regret
is
it.
now regrets. Now.
Exactly.
Now
See, that was
regrets.
number 4
It's-
in the order of operations.
It's not even regrets is the best part. It's now.
Now regrets.
Yeah, it is.
Moving on
They
to
weren't
big
tipped
data.
off by the name of the high school, the Indianette. They weren't tipped off by that.
Anything that ends with "et" kind of makes me uncomfortable. Moving on to big data. In our will this headline make Emma like Apple more? What if
No.
I told her that 59% of open U.S. leadership roles were filled by people from underrepresented communities in the past year, and 47% were filled by women? Headline of the week. Apple is hiring more women and underrepresented minorities into leadership.
I could have never guessed that headline from the preamble before the headline.
All right, I guess that's a failure. Moving on. In our will this headline make Emma like Apple more part 2 headline of the
I
week.
love sequels. I love it when he does sequels.
Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak says, of all big tech, Facebook is number 1 that I don't like.
Oh, come on. That's easy,
I can
Woz.
get behind that.
Emma? Emma gets behind it. Moving on to
I can behind
CEO's rule. In our the DJ audience member pay ratio is 87,500 to 1. Headline of the week. Goldman Sachs CEO DJ D-Sol is playing a set at Lollapalooza this summer. I didn't know we had that data point.
I thought the SEC mandated disclosure of musician act to average audience member pay ratio.
In our how many sentences did I have to read in this story before I got to the phrase spend more time with his family? The answer is exactly 2. Headline of the week. Kickstarter's CEO is stepping down, citing personal reflection.
Ooh.
So I guess
That's
he's
not
ugly? Is
spend
that it?
more time. That's actually
Well-
looking at your face in a lake.
Second sentence, he said he wanted to spend more time with his family.
Oh,
Second
all
sentence.
right. Okay.
All
We didn't get there. All right, got it.
In our imagine if the headline had read CEO's sexist joke in speech amuses. Headline of the week. CEO's sexist joke in speech backfires.
I like your headline better. I want that to be the real headline.
Does anyone want to know? Does anyone want to know the story?
Yes. That was
I
my
don't
question.
Why?
wants to
That's the best part.
Here we go. This is at a tourism and hospitality conference. The CEO's name is Vivek Sharma. He asked attending women to stand up to acknowledge International Women's Day. He then said, okay, now go clean rooms and do dishes.
Oh,
Yeah.
well done.
I don't see the problem. I mean,
I'm, I'm waiting.
the role model.
I'm waiting for the joke part.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
he meant that. He's
That's just-
literally asking them. Can
That's
you go
just anger.
clean
That's
my
just
room?"
literal anger. Yeah,
That
where's the
was-
joke?
Yeah.
In our reportedly, there was an internal dispute about including a virtual wet nap in Wingstop's trademark to sell chicken wings in the metaverse. Headline of the week: Wingstop CEO Charlie Morrison departs.
Oh, he's gonna miss all the fun of the
know.
fake chicken.
I
in the
just
fake
got a
universe.
Wingstop in my neighborhood.
It looks gross. I went to the website. Moving on to deep fake meat. Speaking of all that fakeness, in our possible product names include Hummusy Hero, Cauliflower Angel, and Randy the Radishy Role Model. Get it? Meatless jerky. Headline of the week: Beyond Meat and Pepsi launch meatless jerky as the first product under the plant-based partnership.
There
That
are a
was sad.
lot of things that you could release if you're Pepsi. You went with
Mm-hmm.
meatless jerky as your first. That's your first play.
Yeah. Isn't that, yeah,
I mean, like, how many people eat jerky to begin with? Is jerky
don't
like
know.
a big deal?
the dying. Here we go. In our customers found the jagged edges of the Jerry Springer Show and a sharp piece of How I Met Your Mother. Headline of the week: A pancake mix sold at Walmart and Kroger was recalled over concerns about cable fragment contamination.
Oh, that's a pun. That's literally the worst
But
headline
what
you've ever
what's a
read.
cable fragment? I don't even know what that is. What is a
Yeah,
cable?
that
I
would
don't know,
make
but
sense.
that's
What
the
is
worst
that?
thing. I don't
Thank
know,
you.
but I hate puns, so kill it.
And I'll wrap up this section. I got another section coming, so don't worry. With one
Oh,
more,
thank
this is
God.
from our drugs category. In our I'm just happy to be alive to be able to read headlines like this. Headline of the week: Rapper Pusha T says he helped McDonald's find I'm Loving It jingle. Now he's slamming Filet-O-Fish in a diss track for Arby's. That's I like that one.
I don't think you need to say anything
I liked
more.
it too, I think.
That's,
Yeah, I do.
That'll be the headline of the year.
All right, I'll take a
The
pause
headline of the
there,
year.
Matt. You take over.
All right, it's Hester Pierce time. Are you ready? Are you ready? I
Yes.
said.
Yes.
There's
Coffee.
This is the least enthusiasm I've ever heard for an SEC commissioner. Hester Pierce, SEC commissioner, wrote a 5-part dissent to the release of the climate change disclosure proposal that came out of the SEC on Monday. Her dissent covers the following, and I'm going to go bit by bit. Number one, climate is already covered by the rules. Number two, it doesn't fit materiality. Number three, it won't lead to better disclosure. The SEC isn't authorized to do it anyway. The SEC underestimates the cost of doing it, and it hurts investors. Now, she says, there's a lot of things. She also said at the bottom of the dissent in a footnote, she thought the proposal would be responsible for stepping on her kids' Legos. It probably wouldn't walk the dog, and it actually could create more global warming if you really thought about it. But let's go over them one at a time. None of those things she actually said. She said the first things, not the other ones. The first thing she said, it's already covered by the rules. The disclosure rule states that companies have to disclose material things. So for any company for whom climate change or emissions are material, it's already in the rules. They should be disclosing it. If it's not material, they shouldn't have to. Okay? So I will now list all the companies for whom climate change is not material.
Who are they? Oh,
Did I
see
leave
what you're
anybody
doing.
out
I
on
like
that list? Do you see
Yeah.
what I did there? There's silence. I used
Yeah, how is it
silence.
How is it possibly not material? How?
Somehow, Hester, only 25% of U.S. companies disclose just basic emissions. Forget about anything else, just basic emissions. Because it turns out, if you let a company decide what's material and what isn't, sometimes they don't care what you think. So like inter-executive fellatio, if they decide that's not material, they don't disclose it. Even if every scientist on Earth agrees, they may not disclose it. So that is her first dissent, and it sucks. Number two,
Yeah.
it doesn't fit and distorts materiality. So materiality, it's a word that gets thrown around. Hester uses Thurgood Marshall, the Supreme
Yeah.
Court justice, a decision from 1976 that says materiality is the likelihood a reasonable investor would consider information important to know about a financial decision.
Okay. Seems
Okay?
easy.
She
Yeah.
links it to financial returns and decisions. First, while I agree with Hester that it's not possible for something to change in the last 50 years, maybe relying on a standard built when Pete Rose was still playing baseball
Ooh.
is a little outmoded. I mean,
Okay. Yeah.
can we maybe progress a little bit? Second,
Update it. Yeah.
where do you think Hester stands on nutrition labels, like for food? She like anti-disclosure of dietary fiber? Like
Yeah.
it's not material for some foods, so why are we disclosing it?
Plus,
right?
isn't
Like,
that a
why-
burden on the
talk
companies to
about it?
produce those? That must be really expensive to produce
It's
those.
it's really expensive. It's hard to know how much dietary fiber is in corn syrup. I think, though, as a general rule, if most investors think a thing is material, and let's pretend that thing is the total destruction of the planet that we live on, then maybe it's material, Hester. So
Feels
maybe it
very material.
Maybe.
feels a
I'm just saying.
little. I mean, just
I didn't go to
touch.
Yale, but it feels very material. Yeah.
She also says that it won't lead to better disclosure. That's right.
I slow down on this one. I don't.
A
I gotta- yeah.
disclosure rule will not
Uh-huh.
lead to better
No.
disclosure.
Or-
This is one of
She's
my
just
favorites.
trolling now. She's just trolling. Yeah.
She's actually claiming that the rule of disclosure it won't be reliable. You won't get consistent, reliable disclosure around climate. And I
What?
immediately thought, has anyone actually read an annual report?
Yeah.
Like CEOs, they're routinely spouting their thoughts about employees,
Spinning.
supply chain, interest rates,
Mhm.
weather events, pandemics, war. I saw a mention of Ari's roommate Kyle because of the shoes he bought once. But heaven forbid
Missed that.
we
one.
ask them to write an opinion on something that actually results in all of our death. So I'm going to go with the disclosure rule about disclosure actually does do better at more disclosure. I'm just going to guess. Then she goes on to say that the SEC is not authorized to even do this in the first place. The SEC's mandate is to protect investors, facilitate capital formation, and foster fair, orderly markets. This is outside of scope. This is the mom says I don't have to argument. Then again, how companies contribute to the implosion of the earth probably is inside of scope.
But
for a
I don't
corporate
understand
regulator.
this though. But this is the part I don't really understand. How does this not protect, like me, say as an investor? If I'm trying to invest in a company, wouldn't I want to know how they're dealing with the risk of this? I don't understand how. This seems to be like such an easy one, as opposed to all of the pay rules they got through 10 years ago miraculously. I don't know how they got more disclosure on pay. Congratulations, whoever. did
Nice,
that.
well done.
I
Well
mean,
done.
really, that was incredible. But this one just seems like a no-brainer. I don't want to get this one at all.
Hey, this is a systemic risk. It has nothing to do with a company. This is,
Oh,
I think, this is like,
right.
I think it's Jesus.
Yeah.
Um,
Hope GE's not listening. Yeah.
Next, she goes on to say the SEC has underestimated the cost. This is going to be expensive.
So what?
Because the cost of figuring out how you've destroyed the universe is just a whittle too high for the companies. We are sorry
like
to
that.
make you. You like that, voice?
Yeah.
We're sorry to make
Yeah.
you take some small portion of the massive profits you've made to tell us the cost of humanity of your existence.
Well,
That
yeah.
is a barrier to entry somehow?
Let me just ask this: does Hester, in her dissent, does she outline what the cost will be? Does she estimate the cost? What is the cost?
No, she just says it will be prohibitively expensive because they have to go get an accreditor.
One hire?
And they have to go hire experts and all that kind of stuff.
So you have to give more jobs? Is that it?
She and Matt Levine in his piece yesterday was arguing that the cost would be higher, and it would make more jobs, and that some companies might choose to stay private now instead of go public because they'd rather not say these things.
Okay, that old excuse that's like
I
old man
love-
excuse.
I really love whining. It's my
I
favorite
hate
part.
that. Hate that
It's
excuse.
my favorite part of capital markets.
They might move to
Like,
China, right?
whining
I mean,
efficiency.
China's gonna win. That's what I'm hearing.
Finally, and there's no little cute voice with this one, She says the rule would hurt investors. I'm just going to end with a quote because the quote actually makes it obvious how the rule actually helps investors. Quote, "How wonderful it will be for an executive who has failed to produce solid financial returns to be able to counter critics with a glowing report on climate transition. Dear shareholders, we fell short on our earnings target this year, but you will be pleased to know that all in all, it was a fantastic year since we made great progress on our climate transition plan. If the CEO's compensation is tied to lower greenhouse gas emissions, she can forego the focus on company financial value. So 20th century, and spend her time following the proposals urging to convince suppliers to shift to electric transport fleets and customers to freeze their jeans instead of washing them. Evidence this is fake? The woman in her scenario is a CEO."
Wait a minute. That part you just read was all. She actually wrote
That's
that
a
in her
real
dissent?
quote. That is a
Why-
direct quote from her dissent.
I don't understand. Is she just like a? She's just like a troll. She's just like intentionally going on the wrong side of history just to troll people. And why is she so angry? And what is she talking about? Like, I don't really understand any of this.
I don't know, but her dissents are required reading for me now. I love it.
But really, like
She's
the
a good
percentage of the percentage of CEO pay actually tied to like ESG targets like this is probably what 1%. I mean, if that. I mean, it's such a minimal amount. I mean,
She
but
chose.
she's like, she's corrupt. She's perverting the truth here to make an angry point. Like, that's what makes me insane about this.
I'm sorry. The point to me is like that she's making. I find comical. It's that she chose in her scenario a female CEO. There's like
That's true.
1% of those in the Fortune 500. Earlier, she talks about like capital markets are all about like fostering invention. Somewhere there's a little girl with an idea for climate change that maybe won't bring it out. And she mentions like somewhere in Cleveland is a little girl who is an inventor in the vein of, and names two inventors, one of whom is a black guy from like 1910. How many these are purposeful choices for her, right? Like it's like decrying wokeness and then putting a female CEO in a scenario, a female inventor and a black inventor.
Because we know women are more open to this in general, like within this field, right? I mean, so is that what is it another troll?
I think it's all a joke. I think it's all a brilliant joke. Congratulations, Hester, for your 5 dissents.
That's terrible.
I'm not buying them.
Hester, call us up. Come on our show and defend this.
I would
crap.
love
Come
if
on.
she would come on. I think she would not.
I wish I hate to wrap up my part on more dumb jokes after all that. I feel like, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I don't care.
Thank God.
Here we go. In other words, back to me. Okay, billionaire. That's the category. In our is long-haired snake oil salesman a board diversity demographic headline of the week? Would you want ex-WeWork CEO Adam Newman on your board of directors?
Yes.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't mind Adam
definitely.
here. I'd take him on
I
our
think
board.
it would be funny. I would actually like to collect all of the Enron, Tyco, WeWork, Uber board CEO or board members and just put them on our board. Just for fun.
I just want Adam. I don't want those people. Let's move on to our Pledge, Promise, Vow 2050 category. In our Why Vow When You Can Aim headline of the week, Ryanair to aim for carbon neutrality by 2050. I like that. Aim. They're going to aim
I like
for
that.
it.
That's good. It doesn't promise anything. We're just aiming.
In our insiders say they have trademarked a system that involves amputation and an artificial limb made out of 2-liter Mountain Dew bottles. Headline of the week. Pepsi vows to reduce single-use packaging. You see what they're going to do there?
Yeah,
They're gonna put the soda in your arm,
That's
and it's just gonna connect to your.
yeah. I think the math doesn't work on that.
All right. Let's move over to stakeholders rule. We'll get out of here soon, Emma. Don't worry.
Thank God.
In our,
Please.
am I the only one imagining a sea of white to be a Holiday Inn pool filled with warm skim milk? Headline of the week.
Oh my God.
I don't know what's wrong with me on that one. Here's the headline: Sea of White. Latino leaders fight to reshape U.S. boardrooms.
Yeah.
Now all I can think about is warm skim milk. That just ruined what they were actually doing.
In our awards category, is it too late to convert free float media into a haven? Headline of the week: Russian billionaires are running out of havens to stash fortunes.
Don't worry, they still
Bring
have
it here.
Bitcoin. They still have Bitcoin.
In our hey ma, the dictators are squabbling again. Tell dad. And I said I wanted a honey mustard NFT. I told you already my avatar is allergic to the spicy Thai peanut sauce. Headline of the week. Do you think avatars will have allergies in the future? That's what I really
I
wanna
hope
know.
so. I really do. I'm allergic to them.
Russia outlaws Facebook and Instagram after labeling Meta extremist. All right, let's wrap up with woke data.
Dictators outlaw other dictators. That seems.
That
fun.
was the first. That was actually the first joke I went with, but I didn't think it was enough.
I like the tell dads. The tell dad bit has been going on for like a year. It's my favorite.
I just like an avatar being allergic to peanut sauce. Let's wrap up with woke data. In our that day you wake up realizing some of your fellow shareholders are assholes. Headline of the week. BuzzFeed shareholders urge the company's CEO to shut down its money-losing, award-winning news division. And by money-losing, the report said $10 million a year. This is for award-winning journalism, so you do the math.
No.
Hester would be cutting that out.
Yeah.
In our
Well, not if they tied it to climate goals. You could lose.
That's
money
true.
then.
In our my holiday in pool filled with warm skim milk spidey sense is tingling again. Headline of the week. We need to talk about why we still see CEOs as white men.
Do we need to? Because they're just white men.
No, because they're white men. I mean, look, I'm sympathetic to the author of this article. She kind of impassionately laid out steps to deal with this, but let's be real. They're white men.
I don't know that we need to say more than that thing.
No. And finally, in our the movie will be rated PG for pretty gay, and I'm so proud, but not in a gay pride kind of way, that we're tracking stories from ChristianHeadlines.com. Headline of the week. Disney to restore same-sex kiss in Lightyear amid outrage over Florida's parental rights and education bill. I thought this story was made up, like an Onion story. 2022, they took out a same-sex kiss? I'm...
That's what the whistleblower at Pixar came out and said, that they edit all that stuff out. They
honestly, Matt,
put it in,
you reported on this before.
yeah.
I thought you were talking about like something from 1996 or something.
No.
This is now.
Like
this
yesterday.
is now.
Yeah, like it just
Now.
came out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now.
We actually need to get a subscription to ChristianHeadlines.com. I think that's the real takeaway.
Well, I think
here.
we already have one because Emma tagged that story.
Nicely done, producer.
All right, Emma, get us out of here.
I did. All right. We're going to switch it up a little bit.
Thank God.
Hey, music.
Welcome to The Price is Wrong, a fun new game on Business Pimp. Until we don't. No. There we
Thank
go.
God.
like
huh?
Back to normal.
Oh, no. Turn it
I like it too, but it was a little.
so we don't get
All right.
sued.
So, this is The Price is Wrong. I'm going to read a headline and have to fill in the correct dollar amount from said headline. As usual,
Oh.
if you have any contextual questions, they are allowed to ask them, and I retain
here
the
we go.
answer. So, either you'll or you've been paying attention to the news. Let's play.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yep.
The Price is Wrong number 1. Pelosi's husband just bought blank worth of Tesla stock. Many dollars of Tesla
Oh.
stock in Nancy Pelosi.
I mean,
It's got to be at least $1 million. Has to be at
It's-
least.
yeah.
The headline only works the million in it. Just saying.
it really does,
Yeah.
and it would be outrageous if it was more than 10. So it's between 1 million and 10 million. I'm gonna go with 3 million. That seems.
I was gonna go with.
Okay.
I was gonna go with 2 because 1 doesn't feel like enough. And so let's just go to 2.
3 does seem like a little bit much, but
Yep.
it's an outragey headline. So 3.
Ding, ding, ding,
Ding ding for
Damien. Damien
is almost spot on. It is
Aw,
2.2.
ooh.
Oh. Okay, rounding
He
down.
went to
That's a win, rounding down.
I'm rounding
Yep.
down.
Yes, Damien got the
Rounding
closest,
down.
so he wins. All right. The Price is Wrong number 2. Wall Street bonuses hit a record high of blank dollars per worker last year.
Oh. Well, this couldn't be a million.
No, but it's going to be like 300,000. Like your
Yeah, I don't
average
know.
employee takes home 200 or something. The median employee. So I'm going to go 300,000. That's what would be my
Really? So 150% of their salary you think they're getting?
Yeah, I mean, well, you got to balance it against like someone who's in clerical who got like 6,000 too, right? So it's got to pull down, some of the millionaires.
I don't know. I'll take half their salary. I'll say 100,000. I have no idea.
the correct answer.
We'll
It
find
is
out.
$200,500 per worker.
Matt,
Matt was almost dead on.
if we're doing this by hundreds, Matt, rounding up, you win.
Yeah,
Correct. All
round
right.
it up. Yeah, round it up.
Yeah.
One Matt. We have one. Yes. All right.
Here's the third.
Ooh.
Minimum wage
Should be blank
if it rose
at the same pace as Wall Street bonuses.
Oh.
Which be?
I'll say
Well, you gotta
I have
count
no
for
idea.
2008,
$25.
And then $62 an hour.
ooh.
Damien, you're going with
25.
Yeah.
The
I
answer
don't know.
is 60 is 61
What?
75 cents. Matt is almost dead on. That was crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
Matt, that's it. I mean, you basically just won. You won everything. You won the whole. You won the
that
year.
was a
You won
literal
everything.
guess. I just pulled a number out of like Hester Pierce's mouth. That's what I did.
Wow, that's
Yep.
incredible.
That was
Although,
great.
yet not exactly right. So
Rounded up.
yeah, maybe.
Got it.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not impressed.
Is your
Bonus round. Here you have two.
Yes.
I have decided in this moment where winner takes all if you get both numbers.
numbers correct? Those are my rules. All right.
Oh,
Bonus
false.
Oh,
round.
Both
Mackenzie
numbers.
Scott says she has given away blank dollars. 465 nonprofits, raising her total to blank dollars.
Oh,
Since she pledged to give away most of her fortune. So
The two numbers
I'm already.
are the
exhausted.
the
number, the amount
of money that she has given away in the last 9 months, and the total amount of money that she's given away to give away her fortune.
It's a lot of monies. I'm gonna go.
I gotta be in the billions, right? I mean,
No,
the second one
I'm
has
gonna-
to be in the billions.
I'm gonna go with the second one. I think is like 1.2 billion, and I'm gonna go
No.
with like
think he's way off.
600 million. She just announced like there was just a massive amount she gave to houses,
Media.
the shelter, Jimmy Carter's thing.
Habitat for
Um,
Humanity.
Habitat for Humanity. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 650 million she gave away to 465 nonprofits in the last 9 months, bringing her total to 1.7 billion.
I think you're right about the first number. I'm gonna say 500 billion, but the second number it's got to be like more like 5 billion, right?
No, I think she
That's
had
just my
like
guess.
5 billion.
Don't say
total.
no. Don't say no. That's
You're
my
wrong.
guess.
You're wrong. You're wrong. What's the right answer, Emma? Give me the answer. Give it to me.
the correct answer is
Mackenzie's
3.9 billion.
to 465 nonprofits over the last 9 months,
Whoa.
12.5 billion to give away most of her
So we're
fortune.
both
You
wrong.
guys lowballed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but I
Give it away.
still,
She
but I
has
still
money.
take something. All right, but Mac
Here's the
got
thing.
that
No, Damien, you're
$62
wrong.
one. Yeah.
Somehow Warren Buffett keeps talking about how like, oh, tax me more, and like I'm gonna give all my money away. How is it Mackenzie Scott has actually figured out how to give all her money away right now? We're not
Is that
waiting.
hard? Yeah.
It apparently is not that hard.
No.
Like she's
Yeah.
giving it away currently to real places to do things with it. This isn't a Tesla donor advised fund where it goes to do a black box for 10 years before anybody
No.
actually does anything with it. Congratulations to Mackenzie Scott for being a human with billions of dollars. It's got to be the
All she had to
first.
do is be married to Jeff Bezos. That's
That's all it took. When your ex-husband
Sorry,
wants to
Mackenzie.
escape to outer space in a space dildo, it makes it easier for you to give your money away here.
Yeah, yeah.
That was Damian Rallis and Emma Lurking. I'm Matt Mascardi. We are Free Float Media. That's all we have today. Tomorrow is a long-form show. I am not going to be here tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
I might record some clips for the show or something, but
Ooh.
I'm not here. So you all are going to take it and talk about. Someone's got to do the asshole of the week. It's not going to be me. Or I might give you some options and you can vote. But otherwise, subscribe and share and do all that stuff. And if you haven't been watching us on social, we've been posting ESG onion pieces that are so
yeah.
good, you might actually think they were actual announcements about companies. My favorite so far is about the ESG analyst who stared at her screen because she ran out of coffee before she got to estimating Scope 3 emissions. That was...
I've been there. I've been there.
That's a real scenario that actually happened
Been there.
and fake at the same time. Come back tomorrow. We'll see you then. Goodbye.